So what's next? Will 3D printing have a shelf life? Say, like our dearly departed VCRs, our Walkman, even our desktop computers?
Well,
see the
demise? I mean, everything sooner or later gets obsoleted. And there are new kinds of 3D printing that are coming out that could eliminate the need for some of the other ones. Let me give you an example. Right now, all the 3D printing methods, or almost all of them, are based on putting down layers. And the layers build up and build up and build up until you get something in 3 dimensions. It's like Xeroxing something over and over and over again, and the ink starts to build up. But there are 2 things that we're starting to see inklings of that are able to be additive manufacturing without 3D printing, even though some of them are still called 3D printing. And one of them is called monolithic printing. And this is Carbon makes a machine with a technology that's colloquially known as CLIP. And it's a continuous liquid image projection. And basically, there's no layers. The layers are so instantaneous and thin, they literally just like pull something out of a pool of resin. Instead of having to stop and wait for each layer to dry and so forth. They're so thin that they dry instantaneously, and the light flashes more like a movie rather than a series of flashes like this, and it hardens the resin into an object. So there'll be more and more of those things, and they save a tremendous amount of time because you don't have to stop between every layer to let it harden. So that's one thing that will be an additive manufacturing method that will replace printing methods. And then we have something else that we're already seeing early stages of. It's not used for production by any means. This is self-assembly. I saw something in at Xerox once that just completely made my eyes pop out. They had taken old computer chips and cut them up with lasers into tiny, what they call chiplets. They put them in a bottle, in like a beaker of fluid, and stirred them up. And then before my eyes, the chiplets all started to rearrange themselves and form new chips. And then they sealed all the little pieces together with some light that took the little plastic ends and melted it just enough so that they'd get sticky. And I looked at it and I said, well, how did, this is magic. How did this happen?
Yeah, was it an accident and it worked? One of those things that they're just trying to get another outcome?
No, I think they were so smart that they came up with this on their own. And they used electric current. And they charged the chips, the chiplets rather, with different kinds of current, different kinds of charges. And then the electric current was run through the beaker, and that forced things to attract to each other. And I've read about people using magnetism the same way. So we'll get to a point where we just throw the pieces into a jar, and the pieces self-assemble. And there's another version.
And they're good as new?
Well, at this point, no. At this point, it's still early development. We're talking about stuff 40 years from now. But you asked the long-term question. And then the other amazing one is called 4D printing. And the fourth D is time. And at MIT, they have a whole lab developing this stuff. And what they do is they put materials and they and the material folds up like origami, and it forms all kinds of different objects. So what you get out of the printer is a flat piece, and then of let's say metal, and then you see they put down kind of little strips of materials that react to light or heat or water, and then they ship it flat, and then you bring it to home flat, and you spray water on it, and you've got a lawn chair. And I mean,
amazing.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. Or you put it under hot light. Again, no one's using this for manufacturing, but you can see all the
But
savings
it's out
that are
there, it's
involved
coming,
here.
it's on the horizon.
Yeah, and who knows how fast. It depends on how fast MIT is, and I've learned never to underestimate
Never
them.
underestimate.